Hi guys, now we're going to have a look at how to add and subtract algebraic fractions. And to do this you need to really know how to add or subtract something really simple like this, which is a grade D question. Now if the denominators are different we have to make them the same, and we look for the lowest common multiple, which in this case is 15. Now you'll also notice that 5 times 3 is 15, which is not always the case. It's not always the lowest common multiple, but it will always work. So we're timesing this one by 3, and we're getting 6 over 15. These are equivalent fractions. And we're timesing this one by 5 to get 5 over 15, and then we can simply add the tops and the bottoms stay the same. So we're going to use that logic, but with something far more complicated like so. So let's have a look at this first one. So it's quite hard to find the lowest common multiple, but I just told you that if you multiply them together, you will get a lowest common multiple. Well, a common multiple anyway. So all I've done is I've done this one times that one, and that one times this one. So they're the same. Now I've times this one by this, so I have to do the same to top and bottom to form my equivalent fractions. I'm not going to put the 1 because it's just one lot of that. But in this one I'm going to write it as 2 lots of this one. It's always worth checking. If you cancelled these out, you would be left with that, so you know it's correct. And if you cancelled these two out, you would be left with 1 over x plus 4, so you know they are correct. Now, when the bottom's the same, we can then combine them. So we have x minus 4 add 2 brackets x plus 4 all over the bottom. Now we just have to tidy up. So I'm going to expand that top bracket to get this, and I'm going to keep the bottom one unexpanded. That's just a choice. It doesn't matter what you do, you could expand this, it doesn't really matter. It's the top part we're really interested in. So an x plus 2x is 3x's, minus 4 add 8, or 8 to take away 4 is 4. So there is your final answer. In its simplest form, there it is. So this next one is actually easier because there's no x's on the bottom, so we can find a lowest common multiple. In this case would be 12. So I'm going to rewrite them both with 12. So I need 3 of these, so it would be 3 lots of that one, and it would be 4 lots of this one. Yep, sometimes in this by 3, that's a quarter, and times this one by 4, so 4 over 12 is a third. So we know it's the same. So the bottoms are the same, so we can combine them. So I'm going to write it like this. That's what I would advise you to do, because when it's a negative on the next one you'll see it does get a bit trickier. Expand it, so 3x plus 9 plus 4x minus 20. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video you know how to expand brackets. And 7x 9 take away 20 is minus 11 over 12. There we have it. So that one's definitely a lot easier because there's no x's on the denominators. That is far more complicated. But be ready for both. Now, I've made this one even harder for you, so let's multiply them together at the bottoms to make the common denominator. So this process is no different each time. This one we've times by x minus 2, so on the top here we're going to have this, and we're going to times this one here, so we've got 5 lots of x plus 3. Alright, so the bottoms are the same, so we can go ahead and merge those. So x plus 3, x minus 2, and I'm going to, well no, I'll just write it like I did before. I don't want to change things for you. So I know this is the difference between 2 squares. If you don't, just take your time with it. That's x squared minus 2x and plus 2x, it's disappeared, and minus 4. Minus a 5x minus a 15. So you can see that this minus, when you expand it, if you write it like this, you don't make mistakes. often. So we have an x squared on the top, we have a minus 5x, and if we collect these like terms here, we would also get minus 19. And there we have it. That's it done. So everything, all of them are exactly the same. It's just reacting to what mathematics you see as the question unfolds.